Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/PettyRevenge. In today's episode, roommates stopped contributing, so we left them nothing. Ex's husband can't seem to get over me. Creepy FIL perv allowed in my house by so when I'm at work, disturbs my TP, so I just ordered two-way cameras. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Roommates stopped contributing, so we left them nothing. This happened during my junior year of college. I, Claire, lived with 5 other women. I'll call them Abby, Brooke, Danny, Ella, and Fran. When we signed the lease on the house, we agreed to a 1-year deal, June 1st to May 31st. The house was off campus and unfurnished, so we needed things to make it feel like home. Prior to moving in, we all sat down and decided what we needed for the house and who was going to bring what, and also settled on a chore schedule. We also decided that we'd have a household supply fund set up so we could buy things we all would use like toilet paper, paper towels, dish detergent, and laundry detergent. As it turns out, Danny, Ella, Francesca and I brought most of the stuff we needed, like a couch, small dining table, dishes, silverware, drinking glasses, cookware, food storage containers, etc. Things went pretty well during fall semester. Shortly after that, however, things started to decline. Abby's boyfriend Andy basically moved in with us, and the two of them started acting like they owned the place. Left a dirty dish in the sink? They'd leave a passive-aggressive note about how rude it was to do that. Come home after the library closed at midnight? Abby and Andy went to bed at 10, and if you woke them up, there was hell to pay. Pretty soon, Brooke and her boyfriend Brad were acting in much the same way. By early February, it was clear to Danny, Ella, Fran, and me that we did not want to live with Abby and Brooke another year. The 4 of us found a different off-campus place and signed a lease. We let Abby and Brooke know, and from then on, the 2 of them, plus their boyfriends, went from partial jerks to complete jerks. They'd do things like stop the clothes washer mid-wash, take our clothes out, dump them on the floor, and start their own laundry. They'd use up all the hot water by taking super long showers. They'd write "return to sender" on our mail. They destroyed flowers our boyfriends sent or brought to us. They refused packages. They stopped contributing to the shared supply fund and stopped doing chores. About a week before Memorial Day, Ella got a call from the landlord on our new place saying the previous tenants had moved out and we could move in early if we'd like at no charge. Danny, Ella, Fran, and I discussed it and decided to get out of our current house ASAP, but didn't tell Abby and Brooke of our plans. Memorial Day weekend rolls around and Abby, Brooke, and their boyfriends head out of town to go camping while the rest of us put our plan into action. With the help of friends, Danny, Ella, Fran, and I got all of our stuff moved out. And when I say all, I mean all living room furniture, dining room furniture, dishes, silverware, cookware, food storage containers, baking supplies, shower curtain, rugs, lamps, vacuum, broom, dustpan, etc. We also decided that since neither Abby nor Brooke had contributed to the shared household supply fund since March, the toilet paper, paper towels, dish detergent, laundry detergent, and so forth was ours, so we took all of that too. Abby, Brooke, and their boyfriends were shocked to return from their camping trip to an empty house. What made our petty revenge even sweeter was that on their way home from the camping trip, all 4 of them got food poisoning and were really sick. The scathing texts we got about moving out unannounced and taking all shared household goods, especially the toilet paper? Priceless. Danny, Ella, Fran, and I, our great friends, still get a good laugh about the situation about 12 years later. None of us have heard from Abby or Brooke since graduation. Diarrhea and vomiting with no TP or paper towels? Awesomeness. And no soap for the much-needed shower afterwards. Some t-shirts lost their lives that night. I love your writing style. Clearly you have used made-up names, but they're so logical that it's extremely easy to follow without recourse to a key. None of this. Let's call them Billy, not their real name, but hey, crap. Reminder to all the students reading this, your roommates cannot just move in their BF or GF. If they start staying most nights in a mutual lease situation, sit that person down and explain that they need to pay the share of the extra roommate or start splitting time elsewhere. Ex's husband can't seem to get over me. So I dated a girl long distance for a year back in 2010. We broke up rather amicably, or so I thought. Her new boyfriend, now her husband, called me about a month later telling me that she had been seeing him behind my back and that she never really loved me, etc. Personally, I laughed it off. I knew the relationship wasn't going anywhere and I had been looking for an easy out for months. Being long distance made it much easier. But apparently it made him feel good about himself. Fast forward a few years, they're married and he's traveling for work, which included a layover in my city. He posted something about me from the airport and tagged a mutual friend of mine, so I saw the post. Something along the lines of, "Mr. Steal your girl back in your city." I know it was about me because the friend he tagged asked what he was talking about and he mentioned me. Apparently he has made several posts like this, both before and after I saw this one. I haven't seen or talked to either my ex or him since about a month after called me years ago, during which there were several petty interactions. However, the fact that I was still on his mind after a few years, thinking that he had won some sort of competition against me, got my petty revenge thoughts brewing. I mean, he thinks is a petty competition, so why not step up to the plate and take a few, metaphorical, swings? On this occurrence, I looked through his socials and noticed they were living my ex's house. So I knew the address. I also knew that you can sign people up to be visited by Jehovah's Witnesses. Fast forward another few months. There's a new post about him having to deal with JWs coming to his door 8 times in a month. The free rent in his head is awesome too. It escalated pretty far. This is just the first of a few stories. This one is probably the tamest. Dude must feel super insecure. I set up my ex's GF for the JWs, Mormons, door-to-door sales, any and all website where you can request a call or free demonstration, email lists, and on and on and on. After 5 years of hearing you're trying to get him back when all we were doing is discussing our children drove me up a wall. And yes, I did tell her lady if I wanted him back I wouldn't have kicked him out and divorced his ass. So have you had a divorce lawyer call for him at home when he's at work yet? I'm confused how he thinks proclaiming they are cheaters is bragworthy. So he thinks he's the shit because you used to date his wife? You must be quite something then. Creepy FIL perv allowed in my house by so when I'm at work, disturbs my TP, so I just ordered 2-way cameras. So, my quasi FIL, my so and I aren't married, essayed me for a few months every time my so was going to be out for the night, groping/fondling, propositioning me for sex, which culminated in his trying to stick it in me while I was asleep and my so was out of town, pantless, and tried getting in bed with me, which led to him being banished from my home, that I am the sole owner and maintainer of. That's a whole other story for another time. My so thinks it's mostly my fault, because I didn't say something immediately after the first incident, and let his dad come back. He had been living with us at the time due to financial and health reasons, until I totally lost my shit and he finally tossed him. However, he still lets his dad come over and enjoy the fruits of my labor while I'm out of the house and at work. My food, my water, my bathroom, and hygiene supplies. Every day that I've come home, I've noticed that my toilet paper has been turned around backwards. I'm an underhanger, my house, my rules. So I've taken up all the toilet rolls and hid them, and I've just ordered cordless, 2-way security cameras to monitor both my guest bathroom and my master bed/bath. Anytime I see him cross the hallway, where the guest bath is, or God forbid enter my master bath, pretty sure he's been showering here. Because of the hairs I find in the shower, I'm going to use the 2-way function to announce, you aren't allowed in my house. You're on camera and being recorded, get out. If they equipped these things with the space lasers, I'd fry his sausage off. Why are you still with a man who blames you in any way for his father assaulting and propositioning you? Why are you still with a man that's victim blaming you when his father has repeatedly assaulted you? What does your boyfriend bring to the relationship that make any of that okay? If I was in your shoes, I would have called the cops repeatedly and kicked them both out. Hand them both evictions notices. Why would you let someone kick you out of your own home? If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.